Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to hear me today. Nothing in life comes easy. Nothing great will ever be handed to you if you are waiting for the right time, the perfect conditions, or someone to give you permission. You will wait forever. You must force yourself. Nothing in life moves until you move. You can pray, you can hope, you can dream, but if you do not, too many people are waiting for life to change, waiting for an opportunity, waiting for someone to come and push them. But life doesn't work like that. Everything you are waiting for is waiting on you to make the first move. Look around you. Every invention, every breakthrough, every success story began when someone decided to step out and take action. It wasn't because they felt ready. It wasn't because they had all the answers. It was because they refused to sit still. The greatest tragedy in life is not failure, but a life that never even tried. How many people have taken their dreams to the grave because they waited too long? How many people have buried their potential because they kept saying, one day I will do it? There is a law in life that cannot be ignored. Motion creates progress. You can have the best ideas, the biggest dreams, the most powerful vision, but if you never take action, your dreams will remain just that, dreams. Some of you are stuck, not because you lack talent or ability, but because you refuse to move. You're waiting for motivation, but listen to me, motivation is a lie. If you always wait until you feel like doing something, you will never do it. Champions are not those who wait for the perfect moment. They are those who force themselves to move even when they don't feel like it. Do you think great athletes wake up every morning excited to train? No. They wake up tired, sore, exhausted, but they force themselves to get up, to practice, to push, because they understand that nothing moves until they move. Some of you are waiting for life to give you permission to be great. You are waiting for someone to tell you it's your time, but life will not give you permission. You must give yourself permission. You must tell yourself, I will start now. I will move now. I will take action now. Because listen to me, time is passing, whether you move or not. There are people with less talent than you, less intelligence than you, less experience than you, but they are winning because they decided to move. They refuse to sit in fear. They refuse to wait for the perfect moment. They refuse to let their excuses control them. They force themselves forward. Some of you say, but I don't know where to start. Start anywhere. Movement creates momentum. When a car is stuck in the mud, the hardest part is the first push. But once it starts moving, it gets easier. The same is true in life. Your first step is the hardest, but once you take it, everything begins to change. So today, I came to wake you up. You cannot afford to stay still any longer. You cannot afford to let another year pass you by without action. You cannot afford to watch other people succeed while you sit on the sidelines. You must decide today that you will move, you will push, you will force yourself out of comfort, out of fear, out of doubt. Because nothing in life moves until you move. Now go and do what you were created to do. Excuses are the language of failure. They are the comfort of the lazy, the shield of the fearful, and the chains that keep people from reaching their destiny. Every excuse you make is a brick in the wall that separates you from success. People who live by excuses never grow, never achieve, and never fulfill their purpose because they always have a reason why they can't move forward. But listen to me today. You either have results or you have excuses. You cannot have both. Too many people have become experts at justifying their lack of progress. I don't have enough time. I don't have the right connections. I don't have the resources. But the truth is, it's not about what you don't have, it's about what you refuse to do. There are people with less than you who have achieved great things simply because they refuse to make excuses. They didn't wait for conditions to be perfect. They didn't wait for someone to help them. They forced themselves to take action. despite every obstacle. Excuses are dangerous because they sound reasonable. They make you feel justified in staying where you are. But let me tell you something. The moment you accept an excuse, you have already accepted defeat. If you are serious about success, if you truly want to maximize your potential, you must eliminate excuses from your life. You must get to a place where you tell yourself, no matter what, I will find a way. Because life will always present reasons for you to quit. Do you know why so many people never start their journey to success? Because they convince themselves it's too hard. They convince themselves they are not ready. They convince themselves that later will be a better time. But later turns into never. Tomorrow turns into next year. And one day they wake up and realize they have wasted their entire life making excuses while watching others succeed. Winners think differently. Instead of saying, I don't have time, they make time. Instead of saying, I don't know how, they find out how. Instead of saying, it's too hard, they embrace the challenge. They understand that progress is not about convenience, it's about commitment. Some of you are waiting for life to be easy. You are waiting for the path to be clear. But let me tell you the truth. Life will never be easy, and the path will never be perfect. You must make a decision that no matter what comes against you, you will move forwards. No matter what obstacles appear, you will not allow excuses to hold you back, because every time you say, I can't, you are giving up control of your own destiny. Think about this. Every great leader, every successful person, every world changer had a reason to quit. They had struggles. They had obstacles, they had fears, but they made a choice to push past their limitations. The only difference between them and those who fail is that they refuse to let excuses dictate their future. Today, I challenge you to look at your life. What excuses have you been making? What lies have you been telling yourself to justify your inaction? It's time to be honest with yourself. If you are not where you want to be, it's not because of circumstances, it's because of choices. And the good news is, you can change your choices today. You can decide right now that you will no longer accept excuses in your life. You will no longer allow fear to control you. You will no longer wait for the perfect time. You will force yourself to take action, because excuses will not take you where you need to go. Now go and do what you were created to do. You will never grow if you don't force yourself. Growth is not automatic. It does not happen by accident. You don't just wake up one day and become great. You don't stumble into success. Everything you desire, everything you were born to be, requires you to push yourself beyond your limits. You must force yourself to grow, because comfort is the enemy of progress. Look at your life right now. Where you are today is the result of what you have accepted. If you are not growing, it is because you have chosen comfort over challenge. You have settled in a place that is familiar instead of stepping into the unknown. But listen to me carefully. You will never reach your full potential if you refuse to leave your comfort zone. Nothing great happens in comfort. Nothing extraordinary is birthed in ease. Every great leader, every world changer, every history maker had to push themselves beyond what was comfortable to achieve something greater. Most people want to grow, but they don't want to be uncomfortable. They want success, but they don't want the struggle. They want results, but they don't want the process. And that is why so many people remain stuck. They're waiting for growth to come to them instead of stepping out and demanding more from themselves. But life doesn't work that way. If you want to rise, you must stretch. If you want to become more, you must be willing to endure discomfort. Because listen to me, growth is painful. It will challenge you. It will stretch you. It will make you question yourself. But that pain is necessary for transformation. Think about an athlete training for a competition. They don't just practice when they feel like it. They don't stop when they get tired. They push their bodies to the limit. They train when others are resting. They force themselves to wake up early, to eat right, to sacrifice temporary pleasure for a greater goal. Why? Because they understand that growth requires discipline. They know that if they don't push themselves, they will never reach their full potential. The same is true for you. You will never develop the skills you need, the mindset you need, the strength you need if you don't force yourself to grow. Some of you are stuck because you are waiting for an easy way out. But I am here to tell you, there is no easy way. You must force yourself to do the things you don't want to do. You must force yourself to wake up early, to study, to work on your vision, to invest in yourself. Because if you don't force yourself to grow, life will force you to remain the same. Look at the eagle. When the mother knows it is time for her babies to fly, she doesn't wait for them to decide. She doesn't wait until they feel ready. She pushes them out of the nest. She forces them into a place where they have no choice but to stretch their wings. And in that moment, they either fly or fall. But if she never forced them out, they would never realize they were born to soar. Some of you are still in the nest. You are waiting for someone to push you. But you must push yourself. You must make the decision that where you are is not where you will stay. Your future depends on your ability to grow. Your destiny is tied to your willingness to push yourself beyond what is comfortable. Nobody will force you to grow. Nobody will wake you up in the morning and tell you to work on your dreams. Nobody will make you read, learn, develop, and improve. That is your responsibility. You must take control of your own growth. You must force yourself to rise above average thinking, above small-minded living, above excuses. Because the only thing standing between you and your full potential is the willingness to grow beyond your current level. Motivation is unreliable. If you are waiting to feel inspired before you take action, you will never accomplish anything significant in life. Too many people are waiting for the right mood, the right moment, the right feeling before they move. But let me tell you something. Feelings are deceptive. They change with the weather, they fluctuate with circumstances, and they cannot be trusted to lead your life. If you live by how you feel, you will never grow, never progress, and never reach your full potential. You must understand that success is not built on feelings, it is built on discipline. Discipline is what separates those who succeed from those who fail. Successful people don't always feel like working hard, but they do it anyway. They don't always feel like waking up early, studying, training, or pushing themselves, but they have learned that their feelings are irrelevant to their purpose. They know that greatness is not achieved by emotion, it is achieved by consistency. They force themselves to take action, whether they feel like it or not, because listen to me, if you do what you feel, you will always do what is easy. But if you do what is necessary, you will achieve what is great. Too many people have developed the habit of waiting for motivation. They say, I don't feel like working today, so they stay in bed. I don't feel like exercising, so they skip it. I don't feel like reading, so they remain ignorant. And then they wonder why they are not making progress. They wonder why their dreams seem so far away. It is because they are living by their emotions instead of by their purpose. Let me tell you something. The people who win in life are not the most talented or the most gifted. They are simply the most disciplined. They are the ones who have trained themselves to do what needs to be done, regardless of how they feel. Think about an athlete preparing for the Olympics. They don't train only when they feel like it. They don't exercise only when they are excited. They push themselves day after day through exhaustion, through pain, through moments of doubt, because they understand that their success depends on their discipline, not their emotions. The same principle applies to every area of life. If you want to succeed in your business, you must be disciplined. If you want to grow spiritually, you must be disciplined. If you want to become a leader, you must be disciplined. Nothing great happens by accident. Everything worth achieving requires commitment and consistency. Some of you are stuck because you are waiting for a feeling that will never come. You are waiting to feel ready before you start your business, before you write your book, before you develop your skills. But readiness is a myth. Nobody ever feels fully ready. You must start where you are, with what you have, and force yourself to take action. Because the truth is, motivation follows movement. The moment you start taking action, you will feel more inspired. The moment you begin working, your energy will increase. But if you sit and wait for inspiration, you will remain stuck forever. Look at the most successful people in the world. They are not always motivated, but they are always moving. They have learned that discipline is the master key to success. They have developed the ability to push through tiredness, boredom, frustration, and discomfort because they know that their future is determined by their daily habits. They understand that every small act of discipline adds up to big results over time. And this is where most people fail. They underestimate the power of daily consistency. Some of you are one decision away from changing your life. One decision to stop relying on motivation and start building discipline. One decision to wake up early, to plan your day, to work on your goals, even when you don't feel like it. One decision to stop making excuses and start taking responsibility. And if you make that decision today, your life will begin to change. Because discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you are supposed to be. And if you are willing to force yourself to do what needs to be done, you will look back and realize that everything you ever wanted was waiting on the other side of discipline. The eagle is the king of the skies, but do you know how it learns to fly? It is not through comfort. It is not by choice. The mother eagle does something that seems cruel. She pushes her baby out of the nest. The little eagle is not ready. It does not feel prepared. But as it falls, struggling, something incredible happens. It stretches its wings. It catches the wind, and for the first time, it realizes that it was born to fly. This is how life works. You will never discover your true ability until you are pushed. You will never know your full potential until you are placed in a situation where you have no choice but to grow. Some of you are waiting for the right conditions, the right timing, the perfect opportunity before you move. But life does not work that way. Growth comes through pressure. Strength is built through struggle. Diamonds are formed under intense heat. If you are not being pushed, you are not growing. Too many people are afraid of being uncomfortable. They avoid challenges. They run from difficult situations. They complain when life gets tough, but let me tell you something. Your greatest growth will come from the things that challenge you the most. If you refuse to be pushed, you will never rise to your full potential. If the eagle never gets pushed, it will spend its entire life in the nest, never knowing that it was born to soar. Some of you are in situations right now that feel uncomfortable. Maybe your job is pushing you beyond what you think you can handle. Maybe life is stretching you, testing you, forcing you into new territory. And you are asking, why is this happening to me? But I want you to change your perspective. It is not happening to you, it is happening for you. Life is pushing you because it knows what is inside of you. You were created for more, but you will never step into it if you remain in comfort. Every great person has been pushed. Look at history. The greatest leaders, inventors, pioneers, they were all placed in situations that forced them to rise. They didn't ask for easy lives. They didn't pray for comfort. They embraced the challenges, knowing that every obstacle was an opportunity to grow. They understood that pressure produces greatness. Think about a seed. If you place it on a table, it will never grow. If you leave it on a shelf, it will never become what it was created to be. But if you push that seed into the dirt, if you bury it, if you cover it with soil, something begins to happen. At first, it looks like it is trapped. It looks like it is buried. But in reality, it is being positioned for growth. And soon, it begins to break through the soil. It pushes through the darkness. It stretches toward the sun. And one day, it becomes a mighty tree. This is the process of growth. You will feel buried. You will feel uncomfortable. You will feel like life is pushing you beyond your limits. But if you embrace the process, you will come out stronger, wiser, and greater than you ever imagined. Some of you are resisting the push. You are fighting against the very thing that is meant to elevate you. But today I challenge you to stop running from pressure. Stop avoiding discomfort. Lean into it. Allow yourself to be stretched. Allow yourself to be tested. Because the moment you stop resisting, the moment you embrace the challenge, you will discover a strength inside of you that you never knew existed. Like the eagle, you were born to fly. But you will never know it until you are pushed out of your comfort zone. You will never rise until you are forced to spread your wings. And when that moment comes, when you finally let go of fear and step into your potential, you will look back and realize that every struggle, every hardship, every challenge was preparing you for greatness. Now go and do what you were created to do. Pain is a teacher. It is not your enemy. It is not something to fear or avoid. It is the fire that refines you, the hammer that shapes you, the force that molds you into the person you were created to be. But too many people run from pain. They do everything they can to avoid discomfort. They choose ease over challenge, pleasure over discipline, and comfort over growth. And as a result, they remain weak, they remain stuck, they remain far below their potential because they refuse to embrace the very thing that can transform them. Listen to me. Greatness is on the other side of pain. You will never reach your full potential if you cannot endure hardship. You will never accomplish great things if you quit the moment things get difficult. Every champion, every leader, every person who has ever achieved anything significant has one thing in common. They endured pain and kept going. They did not allow suffering to break them. They did not allow hardship to stop them. They understood that pain was part of the process, and they chose to embrace it instead of running from it. Some of you are in pain right now. You are struggling, facing difficulties, feeling like you are being stretched beyond your limits. And you are asking, why is this happening to me? But I want you to change the way you see it. Pain is not happening to you. It is happening for you. It is preparing you, strengthening you, building you into the person you need to be for the future that is ahead of you. Because if you cannot handle small struggles now, how will you handle greater responsibilities later? Think about the process of building muscle. If you want to grow stronger, you must put your body through pain. You must push yourself beyond what is comfortable. You must lift heavier, run further, stretch yourself beyond your limits. And what happens? At first, the pain feels unbearable. Your muscles ache, your body screams for relief, and everything in you wants to stop. But if you keep going, something amazing happens. Your muscles rebuild, your endurance increases, and you become stronger than ever before. Life works the same way. Every struggle, every difficulty, every painful experience is shaping you. It is teaching you lessons you could never learn in comfort. It is revealing strength inside of you that you never knew you had. And if you can endure it, if you can refuse to quit, you will come out on the other side stronger, wiser, and more powerful than ever before. Look at history. Every great leader, every successful person has gone through seasons of intense pain. They have faced rejection, betrayal, loss, and hardship, but instead of allowing pain to destroy them, they allowed it to develop them. They refused to be victims. They refused to give up. They used their struggles as fuel to push forward. And that is why they succeeded. Some of you have been praying for strength, asking for wisdom, seeking growth. But when pain comes, you run from it. You do not realize that the very thing you are trying to escape is the answer to your prayers. Strength does not come from comfort. Wisdom does not come from ease. Growth does not come from pleasure. Everything you are asking for comes through struggle. The question is, are you willing to go through the process? Are you willing to embrace pain, to endure hardship, to keep going even when everything inside of you wants to quit? You must train yourself to see pain differently. Instead of running from it, lean into it. Instead of complaining, embrace it. Instead of seeing it as an obstacle, recognize it as an opportunity. Because the truth is, pain is proof that you are growing. It is a sign that you are being stretched, that you are moving beyond your limits, that you are stepping into a greater version of yourself. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is simple. Winners do not quit when they feel pain. They keep going, they push through, they endure, and because of that, they come out on the other side transformed. So the next time life gets difficult, the next time you feel like giving up, remind yourself, this pain is not here to destroy me, it is here to develop me. And if you refuse to quit, you will become everything you were created to be. The power of your decisions cannot be overstated. Every single choice you make shapes your future, directs your destiny, and determines the course of your life. You are where you are today because of the choices you made yesterday, and where you will be tomorrow is determined by the decisions you make today. This is a sobering thought because it means that your future is not in the hands of circumstances, the people around you, or fate. It is in your hands. Your choices are the foundation upon which your life is built. Too many people live their lives in a passive state, waiting for things to happen to them. They are waiting for someone else to choose for them, to make things better, to fix their problems. But this mindset will only lead to disappointment and stagnation. If you want to change your life, if you want to break free from the limitations that have held you back, you must take responsibility for your choices. You cannot wait for life to happen to you. You must happen to life. Think about it. Every moment of your life is a decision. You decide what time to wake up. You decide how you will spend your energy. You decide who you will spend your time with. You decide what you will believe about yourself and your future. And every decision you make has a ripple effect on the direction of your life. A single decision to get up early and work towards your goals instead of sleeping in can set you on a completely different trajectory. A single decision to learn a new skill instead of wasting time can open up doors that you never imagined. A single decision to take responsibility for your actions and not blame others can lead to massive personal growth and success. The problem is that many people make their decisions based on their feelings, their circumstances, or the opinions of others. They make decisions out of fear, out of convenience, or out of laziness, and then wonder why they don't achieve their goals. The key to changing your life is to make decisions that align with your purpose, your vision, and your potential, not based on the easy route or the path of least resistance. The quality of your decisions will determine the quality of your life. Think about the story of David and Goliath. David's decision to face Goliath was not based on fear or doubt. It was a decision based on courage, faith, and the belief that he was capable of defeating the giant. In that moment, David's decision changed the course of history. He could have chosen to run, to avoid the battle, to let someone else fight, but instead, he chose to face the giant. And that decision led to victory, not just for David, but for an entire nation. Now, I'm not saying every decision will lead to immediate success or victory. Sometimes the choices you make will require time, patience, and perseverance. Sometimes the path will not be easy and the results will not come overnight, but every decision you make is shaping who you are becoming. Every decision is a step forward or backward. And you are either building your future or sabotaging it with every choice you make. Some of you are stuck because you have made a series of decisions that have not aligned with your potential. You have made decisions out of fear, out of habit, out of what is comfortable. You have allowed the opinions of others to dictate your choices instead of trusting your own instincts and purpose. But today you can change that. Today you can make a decision to stop making excuses, to stop letting fear control you, and to stop letting decisions that push you toward your purpose. Your future is a product of the decisions you make today. Every choice you make, no matter how small it seems, is leading you toward the life you will live. The question is, are you making the right choices? Are you choosing growth over comfort, discipline over ease, progress over stagnation? It is time to take responsibility for your life. It is time to stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect opportunity. The perfect moment is now. The right time is today. The decision to move forward, to change, to grow is in your hands. And when you choose to take control of your decisions, you will begin to see your life change. Now go and do what you were created to do. As we come to the end of this message, I want you to remember this one truth. You have the power to shape your future through the decisions you make today. Your success, your growth, your greatness, all of it begins with you, and it starts now. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the perfect moment, and don't wait for things to be easy. Force yourself to grow. Push yourself through discomfort. Embrace pain as your teacher. Make the decisions that align with your purpose and your potential. The journey won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. You were created for more, and now it's time to rise and claim what is yours. Thank you for listening, and may you go forward with the courage, determination, and strength to create the future you deserve. Good luck on your journey. Your best days are ahead of you.